How can there be an off-colored Diva Cup joke? They're all hilarious.
Well, true, especially when I say them.
There's something in the air.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to There's Something in the Air, which is normally a spoiler-filled Wynonna Earp recap podcast, but not today, and not while episode 3 is airing.
Season 3.
Episode 3. What the fuck, Monica? Season 3! Season 3. That voice you hear in the background, constantly correcting me, is, as always, my co-host, Michelle.
Hello.
And I am Monica. And we are here to talk to you about season Bulshar episode Christmas. If we make it through September, which is a Merle Haggard song, which makes me think of my dad, but that is neither here nor there. So I guess we should talk about what happened in this episode. I guess I should pull up my notes.
This was an episode of TV that was about Christmas.
It was. Your favorite holiday.
Yep. I felt really awkward being on Twitter because people were making references to things and I don't really Christmas, so I was very confused. I celebrate Rootmas, which means I just watch Person of Interest over the holidays, and I was very clueless this week.
I love Christmas episodes, but I feel like when I'm super into Christmas episodes, it's because the show itself is like sometimes kind of mediocre, and that's not the case with this. And I mean, I'm not saying I didn't like it, but just I think that no matter what came after Jolene, it would almost feel like a letdown. Like Jolene was probably one of the best episodes of TV I've ever seen of any show ever. I
wouldn't go that far, but it's my favorite episode of Wynonna Earp for sure.
Wow, Michelle. I mean, I wasn't talking for you.
I mean, I was just adding to the conversation. Whatever, you keep talking.
So we found out some stuff in this episode. Or, well, I should say we're told some stuff. I don't know that we necessarily find it out. I'm not convinced that Waverly's parentage is as simple and as easy as half Michelle Gibson, half Angel Julian.
No, because Mama Earp was acting like she was trying so hard to be like the mom that like they never had. So she was like, "Oh, Julian, that guy, you shouldn't bother finding him. No, don't worry about it. Nope, just stay away from that because I clearly have some sort of agenda, and I don't want my kids interfering with it."
Yeah, I just kind of feel like there's more going on, obviously.
It's
I
too
don't know.
cut and dry for it to just be, he's an angel.
That's not
very interesting. That's
I agree.
Storytelling.
Well, and that doesn't feel like it fits in with Wynonna Earp. I mean, it's like all along there are all these clues pointing to Waverly being an angel. Like, really? The punchline is that she's an angel? I don't know. I just don't trust it. You never know where the show's going to go.
That's why I've been very openly against the angel theory, because it just seems like it'd be lazy storytelling. And like, I don't, based off this episode, how they've just been like hammering you in the head saying like, he's an angel, it makes me think that it's way more complicated than that, because the show doesn't do something as simple as just stating that.
Yeah, I agree.
And if they do just do that, I feel like that's like a major fail on the show's part. But I don't think they're going to do that.
Well, and if you notice, Bobo's the one who said he was an angel. Their mother, sorry, I didn't mean to call her Michelle.
This episode was so confusing for me while watching it, because every fucking character called her by her actual name.
How dare you?
Just call her Mama Earp for the sake of me personally.
Yes, we'll petition to have that take place in season 4. She just told Waverly about how they met and how she was born, and that was it. She didn't really, I mean, maybe she didn't know that he was an angel, but there's more going on there. And the spin-off I want to see is young Michelle and young Bobo.
I think the angel aspect of this story, I mean, because Bobo's the only one that said it, like, Mama Earp said that she was like her like miracle baby, like, she never confirmed or denied the angel statement. And Bobo's entire thing is that way in the past, when Wynonna kind of died for a second, she like basically told him that like somebody named Waverly is going to be like his guardian angel, or that's how he interpreted it.
Right.
And so he heard the name and he said like, and he just went to angel. And I feel like it might not be that he's an actual angel. It's just like Bobo's like distorted reality because Winona went back in time to fuck with his head.
I think that's a really good point. I did see an interesting theory on the Twitter, and again, sorry, I don't remember who it was. But, you know, there's all sorts of speculation that the angel in the Gibson greenhouse is Julian. And someone pointed out that Constance Clutie was the Stone Witch, and could she have turned him into stone?
I mean, it's possible.
I think it's a really cool theory.
I like it. That's the that's the complex story that I want to hear.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's just, oh, he was an angel, and then we just move on.
I really think the angel thing came from, like, Bobo's own head, with what we know from, you know, the past few seasons.
We meet a new character in this episode, Charlie Fire Services. And the first time I watched it, I spent the entire episode trying to figure out where the fuck I knew him from. And he was in Bomb Girls.
I didn't watch that show.
What?
I watched the first episode.
Shell. Ali Liebert has smited you.
I'm gonna watch the first episode because Ali Liebert.
No, I really liked it.
I didn't not enjoy it. It was just, it didn't like draw me in right away, so it was like I got distracted.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know that it's your jam. I really liked it, but he was in it, and I watched the whole episode and then went back to the credits, and I was like, oh, okay, that's who he was. So I think that there's no way he's just regular human, right?
Well, he just like showed up. Like, what happened to the Purgatory Volunteer Fire Department? It was like Miction was gone, and they were like, nobody needs like fire services anymore.
Right. That's, first of all, everybody associated with fire services in Purgatory has something to do with the supernatural. Yep. Second of all, in that first scene that we see him in, he is not wearing a coat. So I think he's whatever Waverly is.
I think that he like just like appeared in Purgatory like Dawn Summers. Like, because Nicole's just like, oh yeah, go find Charlie, and Winona was like, who the fuck is this person? Like, how am I supposed to find someone who I don't know? But everyone was acting like he's been there forever.
Or like Jolene.
Oh, Jolene. I miss
Jolene.
her. I'm not going to engage, no.
Whatever, you're no fun.
No, I am not.
Well, at least now I know.
It's taken you 2 years to figure that out?
Yeah, well, I'm very stubborn. Haven't you realized that?
Sure.
Haven't you realized that in the 2 years that we've been friends? It's almost our 2-year friendiversary. We met Labor Day weekend.
That's true. 1 week.
It's very off topic. You can edit that out.
I'm probably just going to leave it in for the benefit of Con Crew.
For the benefit of Heidi, you mean? She's the only one who listens.
But she'll tell the other two.
She'll listen eventually. And then, so by the end, Charlie and Winona hook up in the cab of his truck, and I am 100% like, I don't want to say I'm indifferent to it, but like it makes sense, and I'm fine with that. She turned down Doc because she's scared, I think, and thinks she doesn't deserve him, and it makes sense. Like, she's not the kind to go running after someone, especially if he has a vampire wife. That's a weird sentence.
Yep. I think she's hiding behind the fact that he has a wife.
I agree.
And using that as an excuse when really, like, he's told her time and again that, like, he is, like, available. Like, yeah, his wife, who he didn't realize was a vampire, even though she told him a million times, which I thought was really on brand for Doc.
I thought it was role play. Loved that.
I forgot my thought because I'm just thinking about that moment.
So good, right?
Oh,
he was hilarious in this.
That was
episode,
such a great scene. Oh, but yeah, like Winona's just hiding behind that because she has never done like an actual relationship.
Yeah.
At all, and like she kind of tried at the beginning of the season, and while he was against it, and while he was like wallowing, and then as soon as he stopped wallowing, she flip-flopped and was like, whoa. So I think she like wants it, but doesn't know how to just go ahead and take what's presented.
I mean, I think that's true for a lot of people. Felt real.
Felt very real. As somebody who likes to run away from their problems, I felt that.
I mean, as someone who is with somebody who they feel like, I don't know, like you've heard me say a lot, I feel like I married up. I mean, it's hard sometimes to feel like you deserve the person you're with, even if they think that you do. And it's definitely on brand for Winona. And like, she probably already felt like she didn't deserve him, and then add in all that crap with Alice. Like, that's rough.
It's just a clusterfuck, which, I mean, we would expect nothing else.
Well, that's very true.
What else happened in this episode? So Bulshar was kidnapping people. Like, guy knows how to hold a grudge.
He does. Guy knows how to wear a hat.
Well, how did Tiny Tim think that Bulshar looked like Santa?
Dude, I don't know.
It was like, in all classic depictions of Santa, at no point does he look like Bulshar.
He looks like Bulshar reminded me of Krampus.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Timmy.
Yeah, you say Tiny Tim, and I didn't even put that together. I just assumed that he was named after Tim Rozon.
Bulshar calls him Tiny Tim later.
Does he?
Yeah.
Whatever. I've seen this episode a lot too. Still assumed that it was Tim Rozon. Not even embarrassed.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. So what's the procedure that he was doing to like kill these people? Like he was sticking like tree seed or something in their mouth.
Evil walnut. Mm-hmm.
The evil walnut, and then like forcing like plant fertilizer down their throats.
It was a kale smoothie. It's like something Lena Luthor would eat. I'm not sure.
And then why isn't Robin dead?
How far did he get? Did he get interrupted? Is that why?
But he already got like seeded because he had like some of the like green goop on his face, which means that like they were on like phase 2 of killing him.
Yeah, I don't know. Is he going to turn into a tree? Is that why he licks the potato?
So many questions.
So many.
Yeah, I just had a lot of questions. And then like, was there like a sale at like the like beekeeper surplus store? And Bulshar was like, "This is gonna be your uniform, minions."
Yeah, I didn't get that either. But maybe that's something that will be clear, or maybe it was just an inexpensive wardrobe choice that they could
there
make.
was a surplus or a sale at the surplus store. Yep.
Yeah, who knows?
I feel the need to state that cranberry sauce is amazing.
Disgusting.
Is amazing. It's the best part of the holidays.
You're gross. I love you, but you're gross.
I don't like holiday food, and I like cranberries.
I don't like holiday food either.
Not the canned crap, like actual cranberry sauce.
I think that's better than the canned stuff. The canned stuff creeps me out. But I'm not a real big fan of holiday food in general.
I just eat the cranberries.
Just by themselves. And cabbage. Don't you make cabbage?
Yep. My family at the holidays makes red cabbage. And literally, we don't go to like family functions anymore, but when we did, I would just have cabbage and cranberries for dinner.
Excellent.
Cranberry sauce. I eat cranberries like plain too. They're just a good food.
Michelle, this is a superfoods list that, it's a special podcast. It's a special health podcast that we're doing this week.
Cranberry sauce is not healthy at all. It's full of sugar.
Depends on how you make it, I would imagine.
That's not how you make it?
Well, no, it depends on how you make it. There's more than one recipe for cranberry sauce.
Yeah, but you have to, anyway, this is not Food Network.
Shit, it isn't?
We'll have this debate later.
We'll probably forget about it.
I'll just keep making my cranberry sauce.
That's fine. Just, I don't know. I just don't like it. I know I'm in the minority. I don't like it in any form, can or otherwise.
Well, can is gelatinous, and I can't eat Jell-O without throwing up, so that's definitely off the list.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just felt the need to point that out since Emily just fucking called me out on Twitter about that. Cranberry sauce is the best. End of story.
Always a good time.
In Robin's phone, Jeremy's name is Jeremy Cute Murder Tree.
Yes, correct. Adorable.
Yep, such a good moment.
I really liked them in this episode. I mean, they only got together, got to be together in a scene at the end, but I thought it was really cute. You probably would know more than I do. I feel like you don't see two men kind of building up a cute relationship like that on TV very often. You see it more with female characters, I think. I don't think it's just the kind of shows that I watch either. I mean,
I watch just a lot of TV, period, and I think you're right. You don't really see that often.
I just thought that their moment at the end with the kiss and everything, like, I just thought it felt really important to me. Representation is important, obviously I shout about it a lot, but I'm extremely self-centered and I sometimes only think about how I am represented. And I just thought that was, it's not just me. So I thought that was really good. I also really like them together. I think they're adorable and they give me squishy feelings.
Agreed. Yep. I don't really have anything to add. Yes, that was all correct.
Nicole becoming sheriff.
I was so sad that Nedley was so sad, but I think that he's totally deserved retirement in somewhere warm that isn't full of demons.
I don't think this is the last we'll see of him, certainly on the show.
Oh, no, I doubt that, but I feel like as a character, he has earned it.
He has. I kind of felt like, Nicole was just a rookie cop last year. Like, sheriff already? Really?
Too fast in purgatory. Lonnie died, so she got bumped up.
It just felt very fast to me. And I am also not ready to say goodbye. I'm not ready to say goodbye to Nedley.
Neither am I. It definitely was really fast, but I think that Nicole adapted to the Ghost River Triangle faster than Nedley predicted. And so, like, when he was having his, like, moment of despondence in his office, and she's like, we need to go do, like, really obviously futile searches in the woods so the townspeople stop screaming in my face. And he was just like, I can't do anything. And so she, like, understood how to, like, handle the townspeople, and, like, she did what Nedley had always been doing and, like, handled it. So I think that, like, took a weight off of Nedley's chest, because he's like, okay, well, if I do leave because I need to, like, purgatory is in good hands.
It is. And he felt like he could leave, which maybe he didn't until recently.
I would agree.
Ward Earp is a dickhead.
Yes, he is. He is the fucking worst. And the fact that Bobo had to tell him to care for a baby, like, are you fucking kidding me?
Seriously. Like, you're a piece of trash, Ward Earp. Now, maybe somewhere along the way, Emily Andress is going to change my mind about Ward Earp. Today is not that day.
I'm pretty sure he's an irredeemable character.
I really liked the Bulshar big dick joke. Like, yeah. Big dick. He is a big dick. I don't know, like, I was just like, please keep talking and digging yourself into an even bigger hole. That's awesome.
Like, Jeremy, you could have stopped with what you said first. Nobody would have thought twice about it, but your mind is not where it should be.
I liked when Winona turned on the lamp in the Gardner house. There were a lot of, like, very funny moments like that in this episode. Like the Menstru Angel.
I can't wait to see people cosplaying as that. I feel like it's going to be hilarious.
It is going to be hilarious, and I think it'll be soon. I think we'll see it at Erpapalooza.
Oh, without a doubt. So overall, like, not much of, like, the main season's plot got moved forward in this episode, because it is a holiday episode, even though it's, like, during a short season. And, like, holiday episodes are basically, like, you take a break from the main plot and you have fun and celebrate whatever holiday it is. And they definitely did that. But, like, really the only plot development was that they stopped Bulshar from kidnapping people, the people that they knew he was going to try to kidnap, and Bobo's out of the well.
Right. There's also one other tiny thing.
I mean, that one thing, it's not that big of a deal. I don't know why you're making a big deal out of it.
I'm not making a big deal. I'm just saying that it happened. What are your thoughts on Doc becoming a vampire?
I feel like I'm supposed to be outraged about it.
Oh, I'm not outraged about it.
Of course that was a decision he was going to make. Because he's, like, here for Winona, and Winona has, like, just completely shut him down. And so, like, what's he going to do? Like, what's the, like, second most important thing to him behind Winona? Himself. And he had immortality. He gave it up for her. And now she's, like, throwing him by the wayside, he perceives. So why not go and, like, do the one thing that he would care about most?
I think he's also looking at it as I think, too, he sees himself as a burden to her. I think Jolene's words from the last episode kind of stuck with him. You know, what did she call him?
A lot of bad things.
Yeah, with half a lung. That's all I can remember right now.
And like a personality disorder.
Yes. And, she wasn't wrong. It was reductive, but it was accurate. And I'm sure he's thinking of that.
Well, he's struggling with a lot because he went to hell, came back, and was like, all right, like, I'm ready to fight and do all this. And then, like, Jolene was like, yeah, you're a fuck up. And now Wynona's kind of, like, blowing him off. So, I mean, I could see that he wouldn't be in the headspace to make the best decision. I'm not saying that becoming a vampire is really a bad decision. I don't know.
Well, and getting your immortality back, that's one way to avoid going to hell.
That's true. I think one of the biggest things this season for him is he's afraid of going to hell. Like, he's slowly accepting that that's, like, the inevitable. But, like, if you could avoid it, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
I really appreciated them, like, lampshading why, Kate doesn't look like the images of Big Nose Kate.
Yes. I thought that was great.
I was wondering how they were going to, like, handle that. And they like, just threw it right out there. And they're like, you can't ask us questions because this is the answer. Drop it. We're moving on.
Well, and so somebody asked at Akon, and they were like, it's really clever. Just wait for it. And I feel like now that we see what they've done, it feels so obvious that she was a vampire all along. You know what I mean? But
it feels obvious, but I'm so used to, like, any stories that have vampires in them messing with the lore and creating their own rules that when a show actually follows, like, classic vampire lore, it surprises me. So I was like, oh, and, like, I know that they did, like, we learned in, like, the first episode that, like, they couldn't see their reflection, but it just, like, I still, like, when they did that, I was like, oh, right, she's, like, a vampire. A real vampire. Classic vampire from lore. I don't know that they actually exist. I'm not discounting it.
Like you said, it was, like, I feel like there's not a ton to talk about with this episode. Just with regards to kind of the plot points and the mythology and stuff. Like, we got some breadcrumbs and we got some new stuff, and we had a few things kind of allegedly tied up, but I don't know that they were really tied up,
I think the biggest takeaway from this episode was that it was really clever writing and really great performances by everybody.
Mm-hmm.
This episode was not, it was kind of, well, I don't like saying that it's a filler episode because, like, that wasn't the intention, but, like, they get to do a holiday episode, so they're not going to be focusing on plot. They're going to take advantage of the fact that they're doing a holiday episode. And that's what they did. And it's like, there's tons of funny lines and funny moments. And, like, Wynonna in her onesie that she totally got as a gift from Kirsten. Like, they're, like, fun moments, but there isn't a ton as far as the plot of the season.
I think in a lot of ways this episode was almost like a Christmas gift to the fans.
Yeah.
Which it was appreciated. It was clever writing and good performances, and there were, like, a lot of, I don't know, way hot moments and a bunch of Easter eggs and just, like, a lot of little stuff for us to enjoy. And, that's appreciated. I feel like they care about us. It's nice.
This was definitely, like, a gift to the fans more so than it was part of, Wynonna Earp season 3.
Yeah, that's how it felt to me too.
But that's, like, a classic holiday episode of a show. Usually, is the show is airing its season, the holidays come up, so they, like, go on hiatus for a bit, and they have a holiday special that they air near the holidays, and then, like, a month goes by, and then they go back to the season. So it's, like, an isolated episode, and they don't need to advance plot at all. They just need to be there. And usually they're fan servicey episodes, and that's what this was. It just feels weird because it's August and there hasn't been a break. Like, we just had Jolene. Like, that was a lot.
It was
and then
a lot.
Jump from, like, an intensity of 11 down to, like, a 3 where it's just, like, a fun episode.
And, even, like, I'm not saying this was the worst episode of Wynonna Earp, obviously, but even the worst episode of Wynonna, just like with Buffy, is better than sometimes the best episode of anything else on TV, no matter if it advances the plot or if it's fan service or not, The
worst episode of Buffy is better than the episode. I mean, okay, I guess. There are some really bad episodes of Buffy.
Beer Bad is a masterpiece.
I just like, I don't mind Beer Bad so much. It's like a lot of the, like, first season episodes were not good.
Inca Mummy Girl is maybe my vote for worst one.
I fucking hate that episode.
It's pretty bad. It's
also
pretty bad.
The praying mantis one. Also where they get turned into hyenas.
So when I started watching Buffy for the first time, I watched it with two friends, a guy and a lady. And he was like picking and choosing which ones we were going to watch because we were going to skip the bad ones. So we skipped that one. I think that one was Where the Wild Things Are, right? Maybe that was I don't know. Anyway, maybe I might be wrong. That might be an Oz episode. Anyway, the hyena episode, the hyena possession episode. And then, as we're watching the rest of the season, he realizes that they reference that episode probably at least 10 times throughout the series. So then we started watching them all. But also, at the time, I was like, why am I letting this guy tell me which episode to watch? And eventually they started dating each other, and I started watching Buffy by myself.
Probably a good decision.
Yeah, it worked out better for me. So I would think that the worst episode of Wynonna Earp is better than most TV that's on right now. There's no Beer Bad. There's no Inca Mommy Girl.
True. I'm trying to think of the worst episode of Wynonna Earp, but they're all good. This episode obviously wasn't my favorite, just because I really enjoy the plot and the mythology more so than the more fan servicey type stuff. But that's me personally. I know most people really enjoyed this episode, and that's awesome. So this one doesn't rank high for me, but it's really difficult to think of episodes of Wynonna Earp that aren't good. This is a good episode. It just doesn't highlight the things that I'm here for.
No, I agree. I agree with that 100%. But I can see why people went nuts over it, and I can see why they did. There was a lot of good stuff in it.
And I know that they made movie references because people on Twitter kept saying it. I don't know what any of them were, but I know they were there. So good job, show.
The only one I caught was Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animal. No, it's from Home Alone. That was the only one
Never seen it.
Really? Huh. Okay.
I've seen a Christmas Story.
Okay.
And my favorite holiday thing is The Year Without Santa Claus, and that's it.
Oh, right. Okay.
That's all.
Do you have anything else to throw in about this?
I had a few notes on the actual holiday dinner. There's not a chance in hell that a single dish that Mama prepared was vegan. Yeah, they used bourbon bottles as candle holders, and it was awkward.
It
was an awkward family dinner.
It was an awkward family dinner, and it felt very realistic to me.
It reminded me of why we don't attend our extended family holidays anymore.
I know, right? I mean, not we, as in Michelle and me. We don't attend family gatherings together, for those of you wondering.
That'd be weird.
That would be weird.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I had for this episode. I enjoyed tons of little moments. And we could Nedley watches Pretty Little Liars.
Right. I saw that and was like, oh man, Michelle's gonna lose her shit over that.
I really wasn't expecting it, and I did a triple take at the TV because I was tweeting, and then I heard that, and I was very confused. But I mean, I love Nedley, and now I love him a little bit more.
Who knew that was even possible?
It's true.
I really liked Mama's Christmas sweater with the bottle opener.
Yes. I think that Megan Follows deserves some sort of award for all of her scenes with the turkey carcass.
Mm-hmm. Because she just went for it.
And I don't have any issues, me personally, don't have any issues with dealing with raw meat. I know some people do, but when it's like a whole chicken or a whole turkey, it throws me. And so watching her do that, I was so uncomfortable, and it was impressive because she just goes for it. And it Waverly's reaction of being grossed out was mine. I think that's all I've got. Do you have anything else?
Let me look. You sound kind of out of it today. We're recording in the evening. I just want to say Michelle goes back to work tomorrow for the first time in months.
Mm-hmm.
My job has been, well, best not to say the words that it's been lately.
It's been a stressful weekend for both of us. And we did enjoy this episode. It just doesn't speak to the things that we care about most in the show. So we don't have as many things to say about it.
No, I agree. It was good, and I liked it. Even if I had issues with certain parts of it, but you give me this, and you give me an episode like Jolene that manages to worm its way inside of my soul, and is like, oh, hey, I'm in your brain and I know what you're worried about and what you're thinking, and here's why it's wrong, and here's why it's important, and here's why it's meaningful. Like, that's going to get me more than, more than this one.
And I will say today, maybe it wasn't the best day for recording, because like all day, me and my personal Jolene have been like having it out. So I'm a little tired.
Yeah. Yeah, it's for both of us, for personal reasons. It has been a rough few days, weeks, months.
Today has just really boiled it all down.
I spent most of my today writing. But my work week last week and the week before and this coming week were bad, and then our busy season starts. It's gonna be great.
My only saving grace at work is that I have to leave at a certain time so that I can get to my physical therapist place, or a physical therapy place, before it closes, so that I can use the equipment to do my physical therapy.
Got it. Well, that's great. I am going to stop complaining about work before it devolves into me just shouting about how miserable I've been lately and begging somebody else to hire me. So, thank you for listening, everyone. We hope you enjoyed. If you want to reach out to us with feedback or observations or fun theories, please feel free to do so. You can find our podcast on the Twitter at ErpsPlanePod. You can find me, Monica, sometimes Kathy, at Lesbianzer.
And you can find me, Michelle, at McNick1291.
If you want to get a hold of us not on Twitter, you can find all of our contact information on our website, erpsplanepod.com.
There we have links to our Patreon. All of the episodes are linked there. And all of Monica's ERP reviews are there as well. And a link to our shop.
Yes, if you want to buy something with our podcast logo or our alternate podcast logo, or something that shows the world that you are a lesbian, you can find that there. And that is one of the ways that you can support us financially. You can also support us via Patreon, and the link to that is at our website as well.
If you want to rate or review us, you can do so in iTunes. You can subscribe to us in iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. There are other ones that I set up that I can't remember.
Are we on Stitcher now?
Yes. That actually went through. We are there.
It did. We talked about it, and you were like, I think, and then I saw the email, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yes, it did go through.
If you do want to leave us a review over at iTunes, it would be appreciated, as long as it is a good one. No, I mean, if you really think we're junk, I guess go ahead and tell the world. But
if you really want to bitch, just tweet it to me. I'm good with negative feedback. I thrive off of it.
I don't. I thrive off of praise. That's just who I am as a person. I want to say, too, that we're probably going to have some giveaways coming up.
Oh, yep.
We have some signed autographs. My wife might give us a hat to give away. And soon, in the next few weeks, probably, we'll be giving out a ticket to Erpapalooza. So, like I said, thank you for listening. And remember, it may be a shit show, but it's our shit show.